Welcome, my friends of the interwebs. Do me a favor and seriously watch this to the end. There's going to be kind of a cool thing I'm going to do for people who subscribe to me, but I need to get some stuff out of the way first. All right, so watch this to the end. All right. A couple weeks ago, I started getting a lot of messages from people saying, "Hey, Voodoo, you're close to getting 10,000 subscribers." I don't really pay much attention to that kind of stuff. Never really been a sub whore. But it's kind of a neat milestone, you know, and I noticed, and I don't remember what I had a couple weeks ago, but, I don't know, 9,900 and something, I guess. I don't know. But I remember thinking, well, that's kind of cool. And then I was talking to my buddy Scott from Scotty DTV the other day, and he said, "What are you going to do for your subs as an appreciation for hitting 10,000?" And I said, "Man, I've had so much stuff going on, I didn't really even think about that, but you're right, I guess I should do something kind of cool." I mean, you know, it's kind of a milestone, you know, and I started thinking about it. I'm like, well, what can I do? You know, well, first and foremost, I have to thank everybody. So I'm going to do that right now. Thank all of you. There's too many of you to individually thank, but some of you have been with me from the very, very beginning, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate that, but you all know who you are. And, you know, and thank you for watching my stuff, because I know that, you know, there was a lot of my videos that really blew, you know, but you still hung in there, and I appreciate that. I really do. And it does blow my mind that I have 10,000 subscribers, though, you know, subscribers has never been as big of a deal to me as views. Because, you know, I always realize that only a small percentage of the people who sub to you actually ever watch your videos anyway. I mean, it's one of those things. They run across one of your videos, they think it's cool, they sub, but they never come back. You know, I don't know, maybe 10 or 20% of the people who sub to you actually watch your videos. At least that's what I think. Maybe, you know, maybe I'm screwed up on that, but anyway, so yeah, it's really exciting for me to hit 10,000 subscribers. I mean, I've put a lot of work into it. I've been doing this for years now, and yeah, I know there are people who have a ton more subscribers than I do, and God bless them. But for me, the little old me, 10,000 subs, kind of a big deal. All right, so what am I going to do? What am I going to do for my subscribers as a show of my appreciation? And, you know, I tell you, it's, you know, it's kind of one of those things. Do I do a giveaway? Do I do some kind of a contest? You know, I mean, I've kind of done a lot of that stuff already, you know, and I don't know, you know, I thought to myself, you know, there's something, you know, a lot of you know my time lately has been taken up. I haven't been able to get on YouTube a lot. You know, it's very difficult for me to make videos anymore. If you don't know why, you need to watch some of my older videos to know why. Don't ask me questions either. You're just going to get me yelled at. But, you know, I was thinking to myself, not only YouTube in my life has been suffering, but so has a lot of the other things I wanted to accomplish. And one of the things I really wanted to accomplish, which was kind of important to me, was to seek out other people who were worthy of being commissioned a Kentucky Colonel. I've only commissioned 2 people since in the last year. I mean, this January will be 1 year of being a Kentucky Colonel. And I've only commissioned 2 people. And that's really kind of sad, you know. But, you know, I just haven't really had the time to put the effort into it. So I thought to myself, you know, I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I can show appreciation to people who subscribe to me, and I can also do my duty as a Kentucky Colonel, you know, and commission other colonels. So here's the thing. The hardest part, and by the way, for those of you who are new to me, who are new subscribers, you may not know what I'm talking about when I say Kentucky Colonel, you can go ahead and check the link out underneath this video, and I'll have a link to the honor, or I think it's kycolonels.org, or you can look at some of my older videos that address Kentucky Colonel. But anyway, come up to date on that, so you'll know what I'm talking about. The hardest part of becoming a Kentucky Colonel is being nominated. You know, you have to have made yourself familiar to a person who holds a Kentucky Colonel rank. You know, a lot of people don't realize that only a sitting Kentucky Colonel, only somebody who is actually holds the commission of Kentucky Colonel can nominate somebody else to become a Kentucky Colonel. And so, you know, that is kind of the hardest part, you know, is to find somebody that you've impressed that holds that title. Once you become a Kentucky Colonel, the governor of the state of Kentucky deems you to be honorable. In fact, and I'm hoping you can read what you're looking at right now, but it says, to all to whom these presents shall come, greeting, know ye that Honorable Richard L. Hunter is commissioned a Kentucky Colonel. You are deemed by the governor to be honorable. And in fact, you're entitled by protocol to use the title of the Honorable, so as well as Colonel. Anyway, So, because the governor deems a Kentucky colonel to be an honorable person, when a Kentucky colonel nominates an individual to become a Kentucky colonel, most governors will take that colonel at his word, as you would any honorable person, unless something really sticks out about that person that would make the governor hesitant to commission them. Chances are very good that the nominated person will become a Kentucky colonel. So I take it very seriously, and basically I would never nominate anybody that wasn't worthy to begin with. Now, some people are not as scrupulous as I am, but you'll have that in life. All right, so this is what I'm going to do. And I've said an awful lot to get to this point. What I'm going to do is, I'm putting this offer out to all my subscribers. If you believe yourself to be an honorable person and worthy of the commission of Kentucky Colonel, what you need to do is you need to make a video. Post your video to this, attach it to this video, and tell me, basically, you know what, toot your own horn. And I know some people are not comfortable with that, but I assure you, my grandmother said it best: if you're not going to toot your own horn, who else will? So make a video telling me what you've done. Now, I lean very heavily towards charity. In fact, the two colonels that I've commissioned thus far have both been deeply into some charitable act. Colonel Shun was on point delivering relief supplies to the victims of the tsunami in Japan. And yes, Colonel Shun is Japanese. You do not have to be an American citizen to be a Kentucky colonel. Colonel Carey was on her way with supplies to the victims of the, I believe it was the tornadoes. And for that, I nominated her. But they were both very charitable people. Now, I'm not just I lean more towards charitable things that people have done, but if you've done something else that's very special, I don't know, maybe you've been a Boy Scout master for 30 years, or you've taught the future generations of our country, and you retired as a teacher. I mean, there's a lot of things that I think deserve recognition, and very possibly maybe even being a commissioned Kentucky colonel. So whatever you do, just put your best foot forward. You can also nominate somebody else. So if you know somebody that you think is worthy of being commissioned a Kentucky colonel, then you know what? By all means, make a video and let me know all about them. Now, the thing that you have to know about this, though, if you want to be considered for this, you have to be willing to give me your full name, your address, and your birth date. All three of those things the governor will need to know. Once you're commissioned a Kentucky colonel, the governor's office will send you the certificate, just like you see in front of me, the commission. But it will have, of course, your name on it. But that's how they keep track of who's a Kentucky colonel, by name, address, and birth date. So those are things that you'll have to share with me. But if you're hesitant to do that, all I can tell you is you can ask Colonel Shun or Colonel Carey how that's worked out. And I'm very concerned with people's privacy, and you'll never have to worry about your information falling into anybody else's hands. So, all right, having said that, I can't put this on forever. So basically, you have 2 weeks. 2 weeks from the time I post this video till I go. Now, it's going to be one of those things where I don't have a firm date. I have to be flexible just in case I've got things going on. But at least 2 weeks. It could be 3. But you'll all know because I'll make a video announcing who I chose. Now, I will not make everybody a Kentucky colonel. I'm going to pick the 3 people that I feel are the most worthy. And then I will nominate them to the governor of Kentucky. So, okay. Anyway, I'm running out of time. I'm just going to go ahead and cut this short. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. But I think I've pretty much spelled it out for everybody. And once again, thank you all who have subscribed to me and supported me over the years. I'm looking forward to everybody's videos, and hopefully we'll have some newly minted Kentucky colonels very soon. Everybody take it easy. See ya!